Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alex Express here with Anglers Sports Center, and it's that time of the week. We're back. It's your weekly fishing report. Now, just to start off, we want to talk to you guys about a couple of things. You know, it's Labor Day weekend. What a better thing to do than going fishing? And first thing is about our store hours. Sunday, we're going to be closing an extra hour, so we're going to be open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday, we're going to be open from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the snowball stand is going to be open that day also. You know, that's going to be our special hours for the weekend, so make sure you come out, get your bait. You know, what better thing to do and finish the summer with than going fishing and crabbing out there. So let's get started with the fishing report. What's been hot out there? You know, let's start off with the upper part of the bay. Since we had the water release, you know, almost a week ago, the upper part of the bay where it was Hudges Bars, North Point area, Poles Island, that's kind of slowed down since we got a lot of dirty water coming this way. So it kind of pushed the fish down a little more. Some of the areas that everybody's been catching fish chumming wise has been around the Belvedere Shoals, Pedickery Point, Love Point, and the sewer pipe. So those are going to be your areas to kind of go around and check for, you know, good sized fish in the upper part of the bay. Now let's move south. Hackett's has been good. Tolly's Bar has been also good. Thomas Point and the Hill have also picked up recently with good quality sized fish. Obviously it's the summertime, so you're going to have to go through a lot of undersized fish to get some of the big ones. Depending on what size, you know, bait you're throwing out there, you might get some bigger ones. So, you know, that's the areas where you want to go. Now, if you're pretty far south, you know, the rock fishing has been the greatest this year. But if you're down coming out of the Patuxent area, you're going to be trying to go down to like 72 on that Hooper's Island area down there, and that's going to be some of your best areas. And also staying inside the Patuxent River itself is going to be your best bet for some of those fish. Cove Point's going to be holding fish also. And remember, the same spots where you're chunking are the same areas where you can live line. Coming back up here to the northern side of the bay, let's talk about the Bay Bridge. You know, live lining is excellent there with a lot of mixed size fish and a couple sizable size fish up to 30 inches have been caught around that area live lining. Now let's do some of the jigging stuff. You know, if you're on the north side, jigging, Belvedere Shoals has been some of the you know, better areas. Also, jigging around structure inside the Patapsco River is going to be a good thing to do right now. A mix of catfish and stripers with some good stripers up to 30 inches around the area. Inside the Patuxent River, of course, inside the Chester River and Love Point area are going to be good areas to fish around, specifically that Love Point area. Bay Bridge always holds fish for jigging, so that's going to be one area to try out, you know, for your jig and bite out there. And if you're down south, make sure you carry some of these Seaman plastics here because they're going to come in handy. Once you get south of the Bay Bridge, you're going to have some bluefish, and those bluefish will just destroy those BKDs or bust them, so that's going to be your answer for those. Good areas to go down there is going to be the Hill, the mouth of Eastern Bay, inside Eastern Bay. That's going to be your best areas. Now, if you're around the area, remember there's bluefish and there's some mackerel. Spanish mackerel have showed up this week in good numbers in inside Eastern Bay, in the mouth of Eastern Bay in Thomas Point. So this is the new hot item that everybody's trying out. This is the GI Jigs Rain Minnow, single hook, feather hook. Just cast it out there, burn it in. You can go to their website. He shows a good you know, video of him using it for mackerel and bluefish. Rockfish will also hit that, so it's a good thing to use out there this time of the year for the mackerel and the bluefish out there. Now, Thomas Point, that's going to be a good area to try for jigging. Try Thomas Point itself, the light and the rocks around the area. Moving tides, early mornings, afternoons, jigging wise are going to be your best time since the temperature gets pretty hot up in the you know, the middle of the day. So make sure you try that. Now, for you guys trolling, I know trolling, we haven't talked so much about trolling, but you know, you guys know trolling can be done all year long. It's just changes a little bit differently on the gear and what you're trolling with. Now, if you're fishing south of the bridge, way down south, the better thing that I will personally try out is a number size 1 or 2 planer, 10 to 15 foot of line, 40 pound to 50 pound, and a drone spoon. You know, you can speed troll for mackerel with this thing and catch a decent amount of numbers of Spanish mackerel with this. That's my favorite color there, the red. Also, the electric chicken is going to be good. Try that in the mouth of the rivers, for example, South River around there, Thomas Point, the Hill. If you're south down towards the Patuxent River, the mouth of the Patuxent River around the Falls Channel, down there, Point Lookout, that's going to be your best bet to catching mackerel and some good-sized bluefish around the area. Speaking about down south, there's been some schools of big retro moving through there, and specifically the target ship area, the middle grounds area, and sometimes we have to move down to the Virginia waters. 7-inch to the 9 or 8-inch Siemens with the 1 ounce to 1.5 ounce GI jigs. That's what people have been throwing out there for them once you find the schools of fish. And also, if you see cobia, you might be able to get some cobia. So best places to launch out of there, Buses Marina or Point Lookout area are going to be your best areas to go down there and launch off if you're on the western side. Now, also, if you're trolling down there, forgot to mention this, hoses, red, purple, green, they're going to be your best size. I believe this is a 12 to 16 inch hose, inline weight, and you can set up different water levels there. You guys bottom fishing, let's start off on the north side. Bottom fishing has been pretty good. Obviously a lot of catfish, a lot of rockfish, perch mainly, and some spot. Typical baits, bloodworms, razor clams, and soft crab has been the hot bait. Soft crabs are pretty much a thing of this year that everybody's using out there, so make sure you try those out. You can also throw them around the pilings for rockfish, and they work. Down south, this is some good options if you don't want to use live bait. Go bloodworms, and the fish bites bloodworms. It will catch you a decent amount of spot and croaker down south. And when I say south, I'm talking about Patuxent River and south. That's where you'll find some of the good amount of croakers. Middle Bay area, you'll catch some smaller ones with some keeper-sized croaker, but a lot of spot, and they love this fish bite. So make sure you try those out, and also take some bloodworms out there. So that's going to be, find sandy bottom areas. If you're on a boat, like oyster bars and all that kind of stuff, and if you're pretty much, let's say, fishing from shore, then just give them a try. Mix up the different kinds of baits and see what you can catch out there. Hottest areas for shore fishermen right now are all about equal. Nothing has been really, the hottest area. But some of the spots that I will kind of try out will be fishing around the Hooper's Islands, like that general area down there, and also fishing around Romoso. So that's going to be your hot areas. Crabbing wise, crabbing has been picking up. There's been a steady amount of numbers of crabs, mainly, south. We're gonna say like Eastern Bay, all the rivers around Eastern Bay, but also in the Magothy and the Severn River, 10 foot of water and less, and just get ready for that fall crabbing. So chicken eggs, razor clams, and some L-wide would probably be your best bait. Remember, if you're using a trout line, then make sure you cover your line with some of that L-wide oil that can help you out and catch more crabs. And that's it for your fishing report this week. One last thing I want to show you is a new product that we got in, and this is a company named Toadfish from North Carolina, and they're making these great spinning rods right here with cool colors here. Essentially what this is, they're specializing on the jigging lengths that we like. For example, this is a 511 medium extra fast, so if you like shorter rods, give this guys a try. They retail for $139. They have the K guides, they have their own custom reel seat, pretty cool rod. They match up with any kind of reel that has the same color like this. It's seal color. For example, we have this tsunami guards or seal like the spin fishers on a great price point. So make sure you come out and check them out. We have a lot of new products coming in the next few weeks from ICAST. So make sure you come in and check out the new products. And that's it for your fishing report, guys. Make sure you guys get out there this weekend and have a good one.